I have two things to say before I start the message. I've been around a while, and I've been in lots of different places. I've been in lots of churches. I've been in lots of worship services, and I can tell you this. The worship leadership we get in this place is as good as it is anywhere. These students, woo! Hello, this is God. The students who stand before you every week are really, truly ministering to you. I feel ministered to, and I just want to acknowledge their work. All of them. The other thing I need to say is this. I'm going to be talking about God the Trinity today, and the traditional language for the Trinity is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. One of the things we struggle with in theological languages has to do with pronouns for God. I just want to say a word about the use of pronouns like He in reference to God. God is spirit, and we, male and female together, are created in God's image. And so maleness and femaleness together reflects God's image. In the English language, we struggle with how to characterize that nature. And, you know, we're really used to using male pronouns, and I'm just going to do that today, even though I acknowledge God has no gender. I don't want you to think of God as a man, even though we have to use gender-related pronouns in some way. So I'm just admitting to you that my language is a little bit limited in that way, and I'm aware of some of the issues. I hope we don't get stuck there, because I think there's a lot to think about this morning that is really important. So I'm just confessing to you my own limitation in a way, and I'm going to live with it for now. And if you want to talk about it, I'd be happy to talk about this issue with you. A long time ago, I graduated from college, and I graduated in December, like some people in this room are doing, graduating in December. And I was an education major. Actually, to be honest, I was a physical education major. And so I was looking for a job, needed a job. And, in the middle of the baby boom, I was born, and so there were lots of college graduates. There were way more graduates than there were jobs. And I was very fortunate to land a job out in western Kansas in this little town called Protection, Kansas. And my brother and sister-in-law lived in this town. There's lots to this story. I could tell you, I won't. Some of you have heard me tell this story, but anyway, I get out there. I actually go out for the interview to get the job, working on getting the job, and I stay with my sister-in-law and brother. And my sister-in-law tells me, there's this girl in town you ought to meet. And listed all these qualities, and the last thing she said to me was, she's a senior in high school here in Protection. And I said to her, I quote, "No way! How could I be interested in a senior in high school? After all, I didn't say this, but I'm thinking, I'm a college graduate, I'm cool, I'm sophisticated, Now, to be clear, I was going to teach. I got the job teaching kind of junior high elementary school. So this person that my sister-in-law was telling me about would not be one of my students. I just want to clarify that. Is this being recorded? Anyway, so there's this girl in town named Joni Leeper. And the first time I saw her, I thought, well, she's pretty, but my heart didn't go pity-pat, really. I mean, she's pretty, and but she's a senior. I can't even imagine. So there were kind of 2 or 3 episodes like that. And then I was really interested in coaching. And so though I started in the middle of the year, I wasn't a coach, but the basketball coaches agreed to let me go along with them, to just kind of begin to learn the ropes and things like that, because I really wanted to coach basketball. So I get on the bus one day to go to a ball game, and, Protection's not a big school, and so both the girls' basketball team and the boys' basketball team are on the same bus. And so I climb on the bus, and, I'm one of the last ones on. The bus is full, and I plop down by one of the coaches, and I turn around and look, and there's Joni Leeper sitting over there reading a book. Now, all this kind of adolescent chatter is going on around her, and then it's like, wow, it's like, the spotlight right there on Joni. She's reading this novel that's about that big, it was a John Jakes novel, those historical novels, and all of a sudden, I was in love. I'm not kidding you. It was like, wow. My heart was connected to her, and I probably hadn't said 15 words to Joni Leeper. Now, this wasn't anything like I had planned it, I promise you. Nothing. And the rest, as they say, is history. Here we are almost 30 years later. So, in that moment, mysteriously, she became beautiful to me. I don't mean beautiful in just the kind of superficial physical sense. I'm talking about a heart thing. I'm talking about something spiritual in the best sense of that word. Back in the 80s, the late 70s and early 80s, there was a Christian singer named Keith Green. We sang a part of a song that he wrote last week. We're going to sing it again at the end of this service, but let me just read the words for you. And the name of the song is, "O Lord, You're Beautiful." O Lord, You're beautiful. Your face is all I seek. Your face is all I see. And when your eyes are on this child, your grace abounds to me. I want to talk with you today about the beauty of God. So we're really not focusing today on anything necessarily that we get.